In this session, we'll look at some templates for summarize written text question type. We'll look at a number of templates from the most complicated ones to the simplest ones. Depending upon your confidence in this question type, depending upon your writing skill, you can pick the template that is most suitable for you. But first, let's look at a question and its sample response, a sample summary that has been written from scratch without the help of any templates. So this text is about cocoa and its various uses during the times of Aztecs. So cocoa, though mainly used by Aztecs in beverages such as chocolate drinks, was also used as a currency and even had great religious significance. Now, let's look at the first template. In the first template, key point 1 was very important for key point 2 and resulted in key point 3. Keep in mind that in summarized written text, you can only write one sentence. So it is a bit more challenging than summarized spoken text. So usually the text, they are of a few forms. There's something that is important that leads to another thing and that ultimately has an impact on or some result. So if you can identify that kind of a pattern, then you can pick key point 1, key point 2, key point 3, and it will look like this. So cocoa was very important for Aztecs and resulted in many uses such as drinks, currency, and in religion. We always say that don't write very long summary in this question type because you'll end up making grammatical mistakes, and you'll most likely, if you're writing too much, then it means you're most likely including information that's not relevant. So that's why a short, precise summary, that is the best. So this is an example of that. Let's look at another template. Key point 1, which is related to key point 2, leads to key point 3 and key point 4. Now this structure is simple because you'll always have points, they are related to each other. So if you can pick any 2 points in a text, you can say that they are related to each other and they lead to point 3 and point 4. So this is much simpler than the previous one. So cocoa, which is related to Aztecs, leads to drinks, currency, and religious significance. Now leads to here, I mean, it's not the perfect sentence, doesn't make very good sense, but still overall it's correct. Within the word limit, has all the key points in it, is grammatically correct. So you can go ahead with this. The other template which we have, key point 1 and key point 2 are important due to key point 3. So cocoa and Aztecs are important due to use in drinks, currency, and religion. All right, so the first point, key point is cocoa. Second point, Aztecs. And third point, drinks, currency, and use in drinks, currency, and religion. Now here saying cocoa and Aztecs are important. Cocoa is important to Aztecs, but still you can go ahead with this sentence and you'll still get a reasonably alright score. See, that's why we always encourage the students to write from scratch, not use templates, because often when you try to fit in a template, you'll have to compromise. So in this response, I mean, it's an alright response, but it's also sort of a compromise. It's not the best response that somebody can write. But if you have been struggling, if you don't feel confident, you need a simpler method, then you can use these templates. And finally, here's the easiest way. While it is wrong to say that keywords is or are important only due to keywords, the impact is too visible to ignore fully. So now here you just need to pick a few keywords. So something that is being repeated again and again. So you just pick those couple of keywords and you put them here and you will get a response, which will still get you reasonable marks. So one keywords is cocoa, the other is Aztecs, drinks and currency. So you just put them there. While it is wrong to say that cocoa is important only due to Aztecs, drinks and currency, the impact is too visible to ignore fully. Even if you had just picked as first keyword cocoa and the second keyword Aztecs, it would still be alright. Okay. Or in the second keywords, if you had just put drinks and currency, that would also be okay. If you think there are more words that you can add, feel free to do that, provided they make some sense. Okay. So for example, with drinks, I've added currency. Because it's correct. I read there that cocoa was used in drinks. It was used as a currency. So you can use that. If, however, you're not confident, then just keep it simple. So you've still written a response. It's still one sentence, grammatically correct. You have captured some of the key information. So you'll get good marks. So in your practice, keep the templates in mind. First, try to learn the method and practice with the method. If you are able to write good summaries, then wonderful. You don't need to worry about templates at all. If not, then you need to make a strategy. Think about which template I will use. And again, aim at template number 1 or template number 2. But if nothing, just memorize template 4. So in the worst case, a very difficult question comes, you are still able to write something. And there's another template, template number 5, which is again very simple. In fact, this is the simplest version, keywords 1, keywords 2, keywords 3, and keywords 4. So just pick some words, write them one after another, and then say they are closely related to each other. So cocoa, aesthetics, drinks, currency, and religion are closely related to each other. You see, it's still alright based upon the text. This is still okay. So last preference, template 5. Otherwise, you have this, template 4. But as I said, try to write the perfect answer. If not, then you can memorize template number 4 or template number 5 for the worst case.